Welcome back everybody to the Hoppy Homestead. So today we found out that our ducks are being mean to Mushu, which is another duck. He is Peking. So we had to separate them. So right now we only have our 3 out. Filled their little pool for them, and we are free ranging. Ducks and chickens are all very happy. They are definitely enjoying the space. They're sticking around the coop in the run because they want to make sure that they learn their little area first. Ducks are mainly just staying by the pool. They love their little pool. Leaving the door open for them so if they need, they can get back into the coop for safety. So we do have hawks that come around here every now and then. So today we're going to be giving you 5 tips that we learned raising baby chicks from a store to how old they are now. They're about 7 weeks, roughly right about 7 weeks. They're not going to be laying for a while, but we're going to give you guys 5 tips, so stay tuned for that. Make sure to like, subscribe, throw a comment down if you guys have any tips for how to help Mushu or how to free range. We've never done this before. This is the first day. They've only been out for less than an hour so far. So if you guys have any tips or tricks, please let us know. We are definitely eager to learn. We are in no ways experts, but you guys are coming with us on this journey, not because we're experts, but with us to learn. So if you have any tips or tricks, let us know. And now, on to the tips. So our Bible verse today is
Proverbs chapter 16, verse 3. Commit to the Lord whatever you do, and He will establish your plans.
Alright, so tip number 1. When we first got our little chicklets from the store, one of my coworkers had told us that we should use straw when they're babies instead of pine bedding, because pine bedding will stick to their bottoms and it makes them die. If it sticks there, they're not able to poop, they get clogged up, and poof, their insides explode and they pass away. So we had that happen to one because we didn't realize how often you gotta have it done. You gotta check 2 or 3 times a day for the first, 4 weeks? It gets crazy. You gotta check it so many times. And when you check it, you just take a warm paper towel, not a warm paper towel, you take a paper towel with warm water on it. Doesn't have to be super, wet, but just get it damp, and then just wipe their butt till it's clean. They're not gonna like it. They're gonna be really upset, screaming the whole time, but it will literally save your chick's life. And on to the next one, which is about their temperature.
So you want to make sure that they're nice and toasty. Keep their little container about 90 to 100 degrees. If it goes below, 60 degrees, it tends...
If it gets down to 60, there's big problems. We lost power because we lose power all the time. We lost it last night. For no reason.
Nothing hit the transformer.
And it's always at midnight. Every time. It happened at like 12:08 this morning. Corey was keeping us up, so I was up.
Him up.
She was asleep. I let her sleep. I was taking care of him as best I could. But it happened at midnight. We were sleeping in our bed. It's when she was still pregnant a couple months ago when we first got them. And she woke up and she's like, our house is kind of cold. Because it was still chilly.
And our sump pump, the alarm was going off, so you hear this awful loud beeping coming from the basement.
Every 10 seconds. It's so annoying. Every time we lose power, it has an alarm. And every time we get power back and that alarm isn't activated, like there's a little knob that you can activate. If it's not activated, then it sets off another alarm. So it's damned if you do, damned if you don't. So it's really annoying. But so she found out that we lost power and we tried to call, but they weren't answering.
For like 6 hours, we were calling them.
Yeah.
And no answer.
So she didn't decide to wake me up at all and tell me. So she was coming out because we had all the little chickens in the kitchen still, or the dining room. That was a terrible idea though. We'll get onto that in a little bit. But so she came in here and one of the silver laced Polish hens was barely moving. And that's a sign when they're cold that, their organs are failing. So she picked him up, tried to warm him up every time she got up, which was every couple hours because
But I'm also naturally cold too, so I'm an icebox, so it doesn't work too well. We happen to have a extra swaddle from when we did the Target registry for our baby. So I tried to use that to warm him up because I didn't want to use one of the nice ones because, well, you don't want chicken poop in your baby's blanket.
Yeah, that's no bueno there.
No, so we ended up taking the swaddle and warming him up. I tried to make a nest with him and then one of the other younger ones that we had. And
because we got them at the same time, so they were around the same age, so we kept those two together, which turned out to be a bad idea as well.
And then, so his eyes started blinking and then his beak would open and close, but no sound was coming out. And then when I finally had woken Jared up, Jared is a natural heater, so the exact opposite of me. So he was actually able to get him in his hands and he was up and moving. It took a little bit.
Yeah, it took about 2 hours. We went out to one of our vehicles and we started it and we had the heater on and just trying to get him all warm and everything. And when we finally got him warmed up, he was doing a lot better. So we were like, okay, he's doing good. And by this time, the power just came back on. So it took a total of like 9.5 hours for the power to get back on. We have so many problems with our power out here. So we get them all good. We're like, okay, we can go meet our friends for the farmer's market. That's over a couple cities away. So
about a 15-minute drive.
Yeah, it's not terribly far. But so we go over there. We're at the farmer's market for a couple hours. We get some stuff. We come back and he's dead. It's like, oh. Okay, well he had his heat then when he died, but I guess it was so much stress on his little body that he wasn't able to come back from it.
He was just under a week old. He was 6 days old.
Super young. So that is something that you really need to think about. If you're at a place where you're prone to losing power like we are, don't recommend getting chicklets. Try to find someone that's selling full-grown chickens. It might cost a little bit more, but in the end, it'll save you money because we ended up losing 4 total chickens, they're chicklets, and that was about $40 up here where we are in Wisconsin. So it all depends on your money situation and everything. If you want to keep buying chickens, that's fine. You guys do what you want.
By all means, baby chickens are adorable. But
we love little baby chickens. They're cute.
But if you do lose power, that is something that you need to be aware of because that was a very stressful situation, not only for him, but like we were spending time trying to keep him alive. And then when we finally called the power company and got a hold of them, they pretty much told us, oh, well, that sucks.
Yeah, they didn't care. They're like, oh, well,
yeah,
power.
So you want
to
be aware of your situation, not only, and like obviously if you have an apartment, don't go get baby chickens. Be aware of your situation because they do take up a lot of time. It took 5 weeks to get them in the coop.
Yep, well, we had them in here for about 5 weeks. So they take a lot of time.
Be aware.
Just make sure to keep them warm. That is the biggest thing. If they're warm, they're fed, and they have water, you're not going to have any problems until they get their wings and their feathers and their wings and they learn how to fly. That's when you get problems. Alright, tip number 3. When they're chicklets, clean their bedding or straw, whichever you decide to use. We recommend straw twice a week because it will stink. And that was one of the biggest problems that we had having them inside. They stink. It is gross. I didn't know this, but I did some research, and their poop is acidic, and when it sits and they get water on it, because they'll splash water around a little bit, not as much as ducks, but they still splash water around, it creates this god-awful smell. It's disgusting. You're not going to want to smell it. So if you do keep them inside, or you have one of those hatching boxes that they have, I don't remember what the
Brooder
name of
boxes.
it. Yeah, brooder boxes. Make sure that you're cleaning out their bedding or straw at least 2 times a week, depending on how many chickens you have. We have 11. So we're cleaning it out 4 or 5 times a week,
Almost
usually
every
every day. Yeah. If it's 2 chickens, you can do it once, twice a week. It's not bad, but the more chickens you get, the more times you're going to have to clean it. So you also got to think about that as well.
Yeah, if you don't clean it accordingly, like your whole house is gonna smell like chicken poop, and that's not.
Guests
fun
don't like
smell.
that.
No.
Promise. Tried and true. We know. Alright, tip number 4. Don't eat or drink in the area that your birds are in. Alright, so like we told you, we had ours in the dining room. This is our dining room table right here. They were about 8 or 9 feet away. And every day Allie would come in here when she was pregnant because she was nesting. Nesting. She would come in here and she'd wipe everything down, and it was always dusty and dirty because of their straw and kicking up stuff. They flap their wings all the time, even though they don't have any feathers, it still kicks stuff up. There's dirt everywhere, it's just gross.
You're gonna be sweeping and mopping and dusting everything in that room until you move them out. It doesn't get better.
It really doesn't. So
It gets worse.
highly recommend, if you have a garage, keep them in the garage in a brooder box. We are going to be doing that next time. We have a detached garage that has electricity, so we're going to be doing that next time we get chicklets.
Keyword though, if you have to have the heat. So remember the
Yes,
past tip.
heat.
Only if you're heating in your garage.
Heat. Always have heat.
Yes.
And those little lamps that they have are really good at creating heat if you get the right bulb. We had the white bulb that was a lower wattage, so it used less power, but it also didn't heat as well as a red bulb does. So highly recommend the red bulbs. We had those for the 2 chickens when we had them in here by themselves, and that'll make it a lot better heat that is produced for them to stay alive, be happy, and roam around and live. They like that a lot better. Alright, now tip number 5. This is our last tip that we're going to give you guys. So make sure that they have clean water. Why clean water? We can just give them a little water, automatic water, right? No,
We tried that.
They love throwing straw and pine shavings everywhere. So they'll get it in their water. So we had a half-gallon little waterer that was gravity drain, and when we'd look in the morning, there'd be straw in there. When we look at night, there'd be straw in there. So we'd have to clean it out repeatedly. It's kind of a waste of water, so if you don't like wasting water, you might hang it off the ground. You can put a little hook in the brooder box. They have gravity feeders as well that you can hang. It all depends on how you want to do it. Highly recommend taking it off the ground if you have that ability. If you don't, like we didn't,
Just
clean it out. Alright guys, that's our 5 tips that we have for you. Thank you for stopping by. Make sure to check out our new Patreon. It is patreon.com/hoppyhomestead. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment. If you guys have any tips and tricks for us that could help us out with Mushu or with free ranging these chickens and ducks, please let us know. We'd love to hear from you. This is your journey as well as ours. So I hope you guys have a great evening, weekend, day, whatever it is by you. Thank you. Thank you for stopping by.
Bye.
Bye.